Running today. Was up a lot last night, and that's just what happens when you get a new baby. Sometimes you are up all night long, or at least for a lot of the night. So yeah, a little hard to get up when you've only had, say, an hour or two of sleep. It's terrible. It is what it is. So let's see what we got. Oh, today we got Pal talking today. So I think that happens at 12 EST. Yeah, noon. 12 noon EST. Chowl is going to talk. Let's see what happens here on the calendar. Just going to confirm that date. So let's see here. We're on YouTube, so I'll go ahead and remind everybody, come check us out. Okay, algofactory.tech. We help people become traders. We help people build trading algorithms. Trading algorithms are not something that technologically advanced. You don't have to know how to program or anything like that. We just teach you how to build a trading method. Even like an old school trader from back before computers were trading, they used an algorithm. It was just a method. All it was, condition A happens, then you take action A, condition B happens, then you take action B. That's all that is. We help you learn how to do that and build an edge in trading to help you basically be ahead of the market and extract money from the market if that's what you should like to do. It's a pretty good system. I can tell you, we got people already having success, a number of people having success putting that together in our group. So it's pretty awesome. And, we've got well over 100 people in there. So our community, the community itself is actually super valuable. And we are going to raise the price. It's now at $49.99. So if you get in at this current rate, then for this tier of service, we will not be raising the price for you. You'll have it grandfathered in. Our competition is roughly $300 a month, some more, some less, and we provide more than them. So you can expect us to eventually make it up to that level because what we give is amazing. And you're watching the Beginners Live Lab. So the Beginner Live Lab is out there for people who are just the general public as well as our beginners in in our group, in our private group. So if you have questions, even if you're not a part of the private group, you can ask questions in here and I can answer said questions. Our private group does have priority. So that's that. Give me just a moment. Sending a message. All right. So, yeah, we got people who were just really getting a lot of value. They love us. And, we love that they love us. We love that you're getting value out of it. So let's jump into the data. We got, here it is. So 12 EST, Fed Chair Powell will speak. It's going to be at the Economic Club of New York luncheon. Okay. So the thing about, even though it's not some kind of like, economic data announcement or some, large news event or whatever it is, anytime Fed Chair Powell speaks, he pretty much is the banking leader of the free world at his level. There is the Bank of International Settlements. He may or may not take direct orders from the BIS, but at any rate, whatever Fed Chair Powell, I like to call him Chow, whatever Chow does, the world listens very intently. And so if he says something that is like unexpected, if he says something that makes it sound like he's going to maybe start cutting interest rates, if he says, yeah, inflation looks like it's coming under control, and what'll happen is large moves in the market. Okay, we have no idea what he's going to say. If I were to take a guess, I think he would continue to say what he has been saying and just, higher for longer. Let's see what this article says here. We'll probably deliver the last substantive comments from a Fed official before the next FOMC meeting. We'll walk a tightrope. Okay, markets are jittery about the currency market. On the one hand, it's seen as unlikely that the Fed will hike at the next meeting, but will have to retain its credibility about the possibility of hiking in December. Whether the Fed will actually go through with that final hike is still a matter of debate. Okay, so basically, the estimation from this analyst is that no hike November, possible hike December, and we're going to see what is said on that. And then let me see, that's October. The 19th is today. So we did just have the unemployment claims. Let's see how those came out. Judging by the strong move up in the euro, I'm going to guess that the dollar got weaker, meaning that unemployment claims may have been higher than expected, but we're going to see. Yeah, so unemployment claims were better than expected by a good 10%, maybe no, a good 5%. Not a huge disparity between the expected 210K claims. Um, and look, there's a lot of nuance to this. So it's kind of one of those situations where um, how do I put this? So this data has a little bit of a fudge to it, right? It's not necessarily fudge, not necessarily on purpose. It's just the way that, I mean, it might be fudge. I don't know. Whether or not the fudge is on purpose, there is fudge, right? It's because this is a simple number that has a little bit more complex of a story behind it. So without going into that complex story, what we do see here is that the number came out better than expected. And because it came out better than expected, that means that the economy is stronger than expected. And because the economy was stronger than expected, we're expecting more hikes in the future. So the dollar got weak and everything went up against it. And I don't know if I said that properly, but that, if you look at the euro here, I mean, that's pretty much what happened. Although the euro's been like powering up since pretty early this morning. The market was actually slung shot down last night and it was held down, it seems, just according to my algo. So, the market wanted to pop back up, but it seems as if, and I'm saying seems as if, because I don't know what these people are doing in the background. I can only guess. I mean, you get these hints and clues. But if you look at the euro here, uh, I mean, it was pushed down and it wanted to go up here, but it looks like there's some accumulation right here. Price was kind of held down in this area and possibly, and I'm just guessing here, I don't know, but it looks like some large players accumulated and got ready for a big move up. And this move down was a bit unexpected, and not unexpected, but it was just we're in a time when the dollar is sort of in limbo. So to have such a strong move, some think it was a fear trade. I think Ray was talking in our group last night, saying it was like a fear trade, pushing. Let me see here, pushing it in this direction. So I don't know. I mean, it's just whatever. I mean, the charts say what the charts say, and a lot of times you just kind of are at the mercy of what's happening with the data. And had I been awake, well, I was awake technically, but had I been awake and working at 3 a.m., I might have been able to catch this move, but I didn't. I wasn't. I may have to start doing that because it's just, I don't know. You get a new kid in the house and you just can't get things done when you have, I got a toddler and a newborn. So it's just, things are getting hectic. But all that to say, this was pretty wild. It's pretty wild, the price action here overnight and in the morning. I did have a nasty GBP JPY trade. I've already deleted. I didn't share this one with the group, but I've already deleted the everything. But my take profit was actually, you can see I have an arrow drawn right here. My take profit was right here. It was literally at this right there at this wick. But the problem was is that the GBP JPY has a 3 pip spread right now, a 2.9, 2.7. So I missed it by a few ticks. I would have had taken profit. Fortunately, I was up and I only lost, I was able to exit the trade and lose $6, but the downtrend yesterday in the pound and in the dollar was extremely strong. It was really remarkable on both currencies. I should say the uptrend in the dollar, downtrend in the pound, if I got that right. So at any rate, both the pound was weak and the dollar was strong. So that was crushing the cable, as a matter of fact. But if you look at the beast was headed down in that same direction. So anyway, that's kind of a brief look at some of these currencies. I do have a gold trade that I need to manage. So I got into this trade during this show. This was, I think, 2 days ago, not yesterday, the day before. And I actually entered not what you see here. Let's see, 1928.55. I entered like right here. Basically there. That's where I entered. So let me zoom out a bit so you guys and gals can see what the trade looked like. Um, so I got in that trade, and it was during the show, and then price continued. It made its way up. It actually went against me for a bit, but it headed back up. And then during the show, someone was asking, "What do I think the pullback's going to be?" And I said probably like in the low 1940s, and it actually wicked down. Might be hard to see on the screen here, but it wicked down to 1938, and then headed back up. So now that that has happened, and now that we've seen some more significant pullback, even on a higher time frame due to some metrics, I'm raising my stop to 1942 because we're seeing price already heading up. The algos tell me it should continue up. So I'm going to put my stop all the way into profit. So before my stop loss, right? If the trade went against me, it would have gone, I would have exited the trade at 1905 and I would have taken my loss, right? And let's just say for round numbers, that loss was $1,000. But since the trade went into my direction and it went against me a little bit, I was down, the theoretical maybe 300-400 bucks right here. And then it went in my direction. And then now that like you had, let me diagram this move and why, like a couple of the reasons that I'm willing to raise the stop. Okay. So there's two actions that I look for in raising stops. One is a break above resistance. Two is a pullback and then a continuation up. So the price action was initially down. Then you had this move up that put me in a profit. Now price rejected there and then headed up again. And as soon as price broke this area, let's get my regular arrow out. If I can find it, goodness gracious. Here it is. As soon as price broke right here, right? So it made a top, it rejected and headed. Let me zoom in a little bit, make this a little easier to see. Some noise. Okay. So price came up to this area right here, rejected, consolidated, and then broke above. And it actually broke above right here. When it broke past here, right there, that's when I'm like, okay, I want to raise my stop, but I don't know where I want to raise it to. I thought about raising it here, but it was kind of close enough to the entry where I'm like, I want to give this room to move, right? And so I let it have room to move. And then price went ahead, sparked up hard, made that hard move in reverse yesterday around the market open, kind of. Starting at the market open, gold did make a hard move down. This was the pullback we talked about during the show. Made it down to 1938. My guess is 42. And that was based on this structure. I thought price would come back down to retest, and it essentially did come back down to retest this area. So it broke above this area, came back down to essentially retest it. It wicked below, gathered some liquidity, and then headed back up, came, consolidated, and now it's on the rise. So because this structure is here, because this liquidity got tested, I'm willing to move my stop to 1942, which is just below the top of this structure. So I have to actually go to my broker to do that. Just give me just a moment. I have to open up a separate page. That was the part of the deal I made. And so doing these shows, like I have moments where I'm like, oh, I should be trading. Yeah, I can make some money, right? Well, it's a little hard to do both. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute. People are here to watch me actually trade. So part of the deal is that sometimes during these shows, you get to sit through me trading. And that way, people seem to like that. I've gotten some good response to that. So remember, none of this is investment advice. If you're going to trade, you have to make your own decisions. We're not I'm not putting trades up here for you to follow. I did do this trade live. I mean, that is true. Everybody got to see me do it. So my broker is up. Give me just a moment, and I will. Oh yeah, some good P&L right there. I love it. All right, so let's modify position. Stop loss price 1942. Okay, so good. This trade is now forever in profit. My stop loss is up to this area. So I'm going to go ahead and manipulate this, this screen here. to reflect that the stop loss is all the way up there. There you go. No risk trade, permanently in profit. But if price were to come down into that stop, then I will have made money no matter what, because my entry was way below there. Okay, my entry is way down in this area. So that's it. That's a beautiful trade, and it's something that we've been following for a couple of days. So, I love to win trades. I love to do it live. I mean, there's one thing about these, like, just a quick note. If you're, following gurus or trading gurus or whatever, and this, follow my trades and all this, that's fine. I mean, like, if you know somebody who does good trades and you want to follow them, and you want to do it by your choice, then that's fine. But you're going to see a lot of, like, I know a particular trade group. Well, they'll put up a trade, and then if it doesn't win, they delete the trade. Right? With me, you get to see my losses. Like, if I do a trade live and it doesn't win, you've got that data. Like, it's there, and I'll talk about the loss and why it happened. I'm not afraid to show losses. And if you have a trader that is some person you're following that is not showing any losses, then you need to be, like, kind of thinking about why they might not be showing their losses, right? That's something you need to do. But if I take a trade live, we see it through. That's just life. So we are at the end of this kind of abbreviated free to the public session. So again, I do apologize for being a little bit late on the opener, but like I said, just can't always be on time. I mean, you could try, but I like I said, I hit the ground running, and excuse me, as you could tell, just a little bit worn out, man. And that does happen. But I mean, as you can see, I still bring the fire. I bring the fire, but at the same time, it's like, I started a little bit late. Shite happens. So let me throw the QR code up there. Look, we don't mess around. You can see it by the trade. You can see it by this trade. I mean, it's right here for you. So here's the QR code. You can zap that QR code. Go to the website, www.algofactory.tech. Come see what we do. We do help people become traders. We work with all levels, beginners, experts, all that stuff. Our goal is to help you either learn how to trade and to help you build your edge. And we got guys and gals who put together an algorithm, and they're, I'll say, hey, how far along are you? And they say, hey, we've done, this many back tests. And then we say, okay, you know what, let's, have you on the show if they want. And if they want to come on the show, I'll look at their algo and I'll say, hey, here's a way where you can maybe squeeze some more profit out of it. And I'll just give them some ideas. Now, they don't have to follow those ideas, but I'm usually able to like raise people's profitability by several percent. Like, I've seen it where I've raised it well over 50%. And if you can raise somebody's profitability over 50%, then you're just murdering it. So at any rate, we're happy to do this. We love it. And the price right now is extremely low. Come join us, www.algofactory.tech, and we're going to go ahead and flop over to the private show. Love you all. Like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell. Come see us every day. Ask questions. We're here to answer.